Hi again. Now in this video we're just going to turn these stock items into links, and that will take us to another page which we are about to create called item.php, and on that page we will display a bit more information about them. So the way to do that in our code, you can see here in our loop we have this do while thing, and there is the name of the item and the price. Now that's, I would assume, the things we'd like to be able to click on. So just above that I'm just going to add in an A tag for a link there, and this is going to take us to the item.php page. Just close that link, and then after the price I'm just going to close the link down. So that means everything between those two tags will be a link. Now right now this just means that it's going to go to the same page and it's not taking any information with it. However, we want to take the ID of the stock item we're clicking on with us, and we're going to use the get method to send that through in the URL. So there you are, after item.php. I'm just going to add that in and say stock ID equals, and notice there's a little question mark there, don't forget that. So question mark stock ID equals, and what we're going to do then is just use PHP to echo from that stock res array the unique stock ID. And what that means is every time it iterates through this loop, it's going to display the ID number, the name and the price of one particular item. So again, just going back to our database, first time it loops through it would display the ID of 1, the name, and there's our price. And the second time it iterates through it would do the next one, and so on. So if we just refresh this page, they've turned into links. If I click on this, it's going to a page I haven't created yet, but you can see that it's successfully sent through the correct stock ID in the URL. Right, so that's the nice and easy bit. Now the second part of this tutorial today is we're just going to create the item page. So I'm just going to go ahead and open up my template, which should be around here somewhere. I'm guessing it's original template. And I'm just going to go file and save as, and I'm just going to save this one as item.php. There we are. Now at the top of this page we need to run a query that is going to go and get all that information that we need. So I'm actually just going to call that stock SQL. Now remember the 3 steps to this query. The first one is put the actual SQL into a variable. So this is going to be, I think I want to select, it'll be from 2 tables again. So I want to select everything from the stock table, and then also I'm going to go and get the name of the category from the category table. But again, because in the stock table we have a column called name, I'm just going to use an alias again. So I'm selecting this from the stock table, but I'm also going to join the category table, and the thing that joins them will be that the category ID of the stock item, oh, I keep bumping the caps lock, that's no good, should be equal to the category ID of a particular category. So it will go to the category table and it will look up the actual specific category that matches it. I think that's all we need really there. So I just finish that off with a speech mark and semicolon. So the next step then is to run it. So that's going to be putting the results into another variable called stock query, and again you notice I'm using the same prefix, it's just the suffix that's changing each time, and I'm going to use MySQLi query, and in brackets remember we have 2 things. We've got the database connection, and then we've also got the SQL that we're running, which is from the previous line, the stock SQL. And the third step is then to organize this into an associative array. So I'm using the fetch assoc, and the thing that I'm organizing are the unorganized results that were sitting in that stock query variable. So there's our 3 steps. Now when I display those down the bottom, I do not need to do that in a loop, because there's only one record going to be coming back, and it suddenly occurs to me that I forgot to do that at the top in the query. Right now this is going to select all items, forgot about that, so I do need to actually say where stock.stockid equals, and this is the bit that will change from page to page. So this is going to be another dynamic query. So I'm going to concatenate, which is that full stop, what comes through in the get array. So remember, to access the get array there, we use $_get, and because it's an array, it needs the square brackets, and the thing we sent through was stock ID. And I think that's done. That's better. That would have been embarrassing to forget that. So that thing there, that stock ID in the get array, you'll notice on my category page in the link, it is sending through stock ID there. Right, now down in our content area, let's just display a bit of information there. I think I'm just going to make this very unformatted. If you want to make it nicer, you can, but I'm just going to go to that stock rs array, and I'm just going to get the name of the item. I think on the next line we might put the category, I guess, that it belongs to. What have we got there? Stock rs. Now that was the alias cat name. Maybe the price. Let's put a bit of code in front of it there. So there's a bit of repetition. Obviously copy and paste might be nicer. And I think we had something called description in there from memory, so I'm just going to display that as well. So that's just a bit more about it. Now, obviously this is pretty ridiculous, having supposedly a clothing or a retail store site without photos, and like I said, there's the back end, the actual administration of that is a little more complex, so I will come back to that and add that on later if there's demand for it, and also if I have time. So for now we'll stick to the text. So we'll just duck back out here, and if I click on one of these links, now it takes me to the item page, and you notice it took through the right stock ID. It has brought back the following information. It's brought back the name, the category, the price, and there's my description. So again, if I went, say, to dresses and I clicked on the sleeveless drapey pont sheath dress, well, there's all the information that we want. It's exactly the same web page. So the content on this page is completely dynamic. In other words, it changes based on the user's behavior. So anyway, that's where we're going to leave that. It looks like the front end of the site now is behaving as it should, which means our next step is to move on to the administration section and how to do password protection and all that sort of stuff. So I'll see you then.